I'm Monster Island Buddies, and today we'll be looking at the space monster, Orga. Orga! That's me! What did you think this human could properly tell my life story? That's right, boys and girls, Orga's in the house!
Orga Millennium 40 meters brackets mil point bracket 60 meters Orga 75 meters Orga 10,000 metric tons mil point 45 metric tons phase 1 45 metric tons phase 2.
I was Godzilla's first kaiju opponent of the Millennium series, appearing at the end of the 1999 film Godzilla 2000 Millennium. Born when Millennium aliens absorbed Godzilla's DNA, including Organizer G1, into their collective form, I was a strapping young lad with Godzilla's strength and regenerative powers at my command. Of course, since I had just come into existence, I had a bit of trouble against Earth's mightiest monster. I survived as long as I did, mostly by spamming the heal button. Throughout the fight, I tried to absorb more of Godzilla's DNA to become a perfect clone. That could have gone better. After my big screen debut, I scraped by with a few roles in video games and comics until Toho finally came to their senses and gave me a cameo in the beginning of Godzilla Planet of the Monsters. The prequel novel, Monster Apocalypse, goes into more detail about that incident, which is just another reason to write your senator to demand an official translation. Talking about my behind-the-scenes creation sort of strains the plausibility of this crossover. But hey, it's part of the format. Illustrators, including Shinji Nishikawa, Yasushi Terasawa, and Hideo Okamoto, submitted a number of radically different preliminary concept designs for me. According to Okamoto, one early idea was a humanoid monster similar to Gyra, but with grotesque, abnormally large hands and arms. These were carried over into my final design, in the form of my magnificent three-fingered claws. Ultimately, special effects director Kenji Suzuki approved an approximately 30-centimeter tall clay maquette as the basis for my Phase 1 form instead. My mouth and Phase 2 form were both based on concept art by Nishikawa. The basic design of the Amalgam Millennium came from Kenji Suzuki, who requested that the character resemble a space octopus. Torisawa and Nishikawa answered the call, though Nishikawa's design would ultimately win out. While my Millennium stage was portrayed entirely through CGI, a large cutout of its concept art served as a stand-in dummy prop for fine-tuning camera angles during filming. I was portrayed by 2 suits and a prop, all made or supervised by seasoned monster modeler Shinichi Wakasa. Wakasa and Suzuki decided to base my head on the TriStar Godzilla so that audiences could see, quote, the Japanese Godzilla defeat the American Godzilla. That might also be why I tried to replace Godzilla. Makoto Ito, a stuntman at the beginning of his long career with the Kamen Rider franchise, wore both suits. The Phase 1 suit featured a radio-controlled mouth mechanism. It could be equipped with 3 possible pairs of arms, one with movable claws and the other stationary. The Phase 2 suit, depicting me after I absorbed more of Godzilla's DNA, combined pieces reused from the first suit with some newly modeled segments. This one featured a gaping maw large enough to fit the upper half of the Godzilla suit, along with a number of tracking markers to aid the VFX team in creating my tentacle-like inner mouth, which was done purely in CGI. The prop blown to pieces by Godzilla's final attack was made out of spare pieces from both suits. Only half of it was fully completed, since it would only be filmed from one angle. Unlike the actual suit, the prop also featured a fully molded piece from my mouth. Also, since I was the result of a freak mutation, my body is bilaterally asymmetrical, meaning my right and left sides are completely different. I was originally a group of individual millennials. Fled their distant home planet following a sudden crustal deformation. They embarked on a long journey through space in a solar-powered ship, which was only able to house a couple hundred individuals. At one point, they discarded their bodies and transplanted their consciousness into a special fluid, becoming one collective entity. Eventually, I'm using we now, crash-landed in the Pacific Ocean, sinking to depths the sun rays couldn't reach. It went dormant for 60 million years! Reawakened after a submarine shined its lights on us, our UFO flew off looking for genetic material